name's Courtney Cowgill. I'm conducting this presentation as part of my Sports Development in Action presentation. For the module, I have to complete a minimum of 30 hours with an organisation of my choice. The organisation I chose is Pendle Schools Sports Partnership. Within Pendle Schools Sports Partnerships, I'll be working alongside Fiona Callaghan. What the organisation does. Fiona is a school games organiser. There are 14 school games organisers within Lancashire. How it works. Schools within Pendle buy into the partnership. There are 36 schools within Pendle altogether, however only 32 of them have bought into the partnership this year. The schools pay a fee of £2,000. However, this does depend on how many pupils they have in the school. The Pendle Schools Sports Partnership are looking into trying to get more funding for the partnerships to bring in coaches or qualified teachers to coach PE lessons. They hope to get the funding of £1,000. What the organisation does. As part of the partnership, schools are entitled to free coaching sessions for the pupils within their school. However, this isn't available for all sports. The sports on offer are things like netball, street dance, gymnastics, golf and cricket. They're not your everyday sports that children can't just play on the street. That's why they involve these 5 hours free. Schools book these directly. They have to organise the sessions themselves. They have all year to book a slot. However, the schools are limited to 5 hours per each sport free coaching. So they only get 5 hours to coach free coaching each sport within the school. The coach will come into the school and deliver each session, depending which session they choose. They can choose all of them, but like I said, only 5 hours is available for each sport. The Pendle Schools Sports Partnerships receive funding from Bikeability. Bikeability is a private company also known as GoVelo. The Pendle Schools Sports Partnerships gives them funding to develop this. What is Bikeability? Here I have a short video on participants that have taken part within Bikeability, just speaking about what Bikeability is and how it's good for them. Won't be a second.
Bikeability is a chart for you to learn how to cycle on the road. It teaches you the basics. They checked our bikes first and then we did a few games and they told us what we were going to be learning about. First they wanted to know if you were that confident or not.
So as shown on the video here, you are able to bring in your own bikes to the Bikeability course. You don't have to use theirs. If you've got your own, you can bring your own so that children feel comfortable.
Going from a main road to a side road, you have to be very careful. First you have to look behind yourself and you have to make sure you stay in a private position, which means you stay in the middle. Because if you stay on the side, then you might bump into the pavement or a car, and also a car might overtake you if they're really in a hurry. To signal safely and correctly, you stick one arm out to show the car or cyclist or anything that's behind you with where you're going. To do a safe right turn, you have to look behind you and then you have to start cycling. You make sure you're in a middle position and you put your hand out and then you do a signal and you take your right turn.
When you go past the parked car, you need to be at least a metre or more away because the door could open up on you.
We learned the U-turn where you had to have lots of space to do it because there may be cars behind you and you can't do it now.
So you would look right, look left, look behind, and then you would kind of roll out.
So as you can see, they're assessed on Bikeability. They either pass or fail at the end of the course.
Level 3, we looked at busy junctions and got to ride some.
It's also assessed for different levels.
Because there's cars coming from all angles. With a roundabout, if you're to the left, you go on one of the left lanes. And if you're going to go right, you go in the middle with the inside lane. When you're exiting the roundabout, you look at the last exit, and then when you pass it, indicate
can see it has a huge effect on pupils within schools and general children in the public. Makes them feel more confident. So, bikeability is a really good scheme to have on. It encourages children to bike into schools. It gives them more confidence. If children are biking into schools instead of getting buses or getting their parents to take them, that also prevents child obesity and gets more children into doing physical activity when they don't realise they're doing it. Other good points on like how Pendle Schools links in with bikeability. So they receive bikeability receive the funding from the Pendle Schools. Schools can only take part if they're within the Pendle Schools sports partnerships. This helps intrigue people into the partnership as they might just want to do it for free bikeability, because bikeability would usually cost you £1,500. However, if you are in the partnership, it's completely free. Schools have all year to book on the courses. However, there are limitations. It's only catered for Year 6 pupils. They get 2 full days to complete the course. The course, as I mentioned in previous post, is pass or fail. Most schools tend to book a 4-day course, so they're able to cater for the whole Year 6 band within their school. And they do all sorts of other things, the sports partnership. It's not just all about bikeability and other things. They've got various sports going on. However, the competition calendar at the moment is ranked by ability. They're hoping to change this slightly by next year. They hope to make changes for the less active children to make it less competitive. Here's some examples of like what Fiona does within the organiser. So there's netball and football within that league. They also do inclusion games like bocce. The competition calendar has various sports within it, from competitive sports to non-competitive sports. This is good because it caters for all ability of children. Most competitions are also mixed events, so boys and girls are able to play join into events together. That's good because it caters for all. It's more things. What else does sports partnership do? So once every 2 weeks, as shown on the calendar, they hold events for special educational needs and disability. This is also known as SEND. So they hold this for primary schools and secondary schools within Pendle. However, for secondary schools, they only hold it once a month, and secondary schools are limited to only sending 6 participants from each school to the SEND event. They hold the sessions so that everyone's able to get involved, no matter what the ability or whether you have any disabilities, you can still participate in physical education. Here's a little quote. So I always have fun, says Ethan Wilson. That's someone who's involved within the SEND. So strategies and national governing bodies that Pendle School Sports Partnerships work with. So, the Sporting Future. Sporting Future is a government strategy. It was developed in 2015 December, so last December. In the past, they've had all sorts of different strategies. However, the only thing to think about is children that are already involved with sport and successful within sport. So if you've got your general kid that does football, plays football, really good at football, so they just develop him on football. They forget about the other 80% of pupils that don't participate in sport, but maybe not because they don't want to, but because they don't get the chance to participate. So now they've changed that over a bit. So now the Sporting Future, they have 5 specific strategies in place. That's physical well-being, mental well-being, individual development, social development and economic development. The new strategy Sporting Future raised the importance of linking together the different stages of education. However, each school did still have to commit. They had to commit that the sports premium would still be retained. The effectiveness of future priorities of the school games will be assessed. and children must be able to swim by the time they leave school. They also agreed that the government would seek advice and better understanding of the drop in PE from primary school to secondary school, especially within those that need it. So for example, girls. Girls are fine through primary school, but then the drop is increasing to when they get to secondary school of taking part in physical activity. Why is it good to be an active nation? Here I found a few quotes of why it's good to be an active nation. So, sport encourages all to lead a healthier and more effective lives. It is good for our economy, adding 39 billion every year. This is good for our society too. That's a quote from David Cameron. Another quote is from Crouch. To understanding the different needs and different groups, and a stronger focus on children and young people with a specific remit for encouraging sport outside as well as inside schools. So, Pendle Sports Partnerships also work alongside the county councils. They have to follow the county council's policies. So, one policy that the county council have in place is that level 2 coaches can deliver a sport providing they have a level 1 qualification. However, this isn't available in all sports, so you can't do that. This isn't available within gymnastics or swimming because they're more technical and obviously more dangerous sports. The Pendle Sports Partnerships find this helpful because they don't have to pay coaches to take level 2 for certain sports, so they can spend the funding on other things to help out within participation. Pendle School Sports Partnerships hope to introduce playground leaders into the schools. This will help young people take responsibility of their younger peers. They aim to get this into 10 different schools by 2017. For high schools, they hope to get pupils involved with events shown on the events calendar, encouraging them to officiate, coach and organise events. What I anticipate my work being. When undertaking my placement, I will be helping organise events, keeping score, coaching and officiating. I'll be working with a range of different ages, mainly primary school children aged 6 to 10. I will also be working with a mixed gender of males and females. Hopefully I'll be able to maybe help organise my own event with Fiona. And that's the end of the slide. That's all I anticipate doing. Thank you for listening. Is there any further questions?